Titan activated Derrick Henry for Saturday's playoffs. The Tennessee Titans restored Derrick Henry to their active roster on Friday, making the former Alabama All-American eligible to play in Saturday's AFC playoff game. The running back has not played since October 31st, when Henry sustained a fractured foot in a game against the Indianapolis Colts. More NFL Times. Jonathan Allen super happy with Washington's new name. Times NFL playoff second round, CJ Uzomah turns back the clock. Times Eagles leaders on Jalen Hurts, has our guy. Henry has been on injured reserve for 12 weeks, but he returned to practice on January 5th and had his first contact work this week. The Titans are scheduled to play the Cincinnati Bengals at 3:30 p.m. Central Standard Time Saturday at Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Tenn. CBS will televise the game. The Bengals advanced to the Divisional Playoffs with a 26-19 victory over the Las Vegas Raiders on Saturday. Tennessee received a first-round bye as the number 1 team in the AFC field. Cincinnati had been expecting to face Henry, the NFL's leading rusher, in the 2019 and 2020 seasons. He just wears on you, Cincinnati cornerback Mike Hilton said this week. It might seem easy the first, second quarter, but towards the second half, just constantly tackling him, it definitely wears down on you. That's what they thrive off of, constantly running the football, trying to wear you down and just make it difficult for a defense to tackle them in the fourth quarter. We know as a defense, we've got to get a lot of heads to the football and gang tackle. Since the start of the 2019 season, Henry has averaged 47.9 rushing yards and 4.5 yards per carry in the first half and 65.6 rushing yards and 5.5 yards per carry in the second half of games. Henry had 937 yards and 10 touchdowns on 219 rushing attempts in the first 8 weeks of the 2021 season. He led the NFL in all 3 categories at that point in the campaign, just as he had for the full 2019 and 2020 seasons. But in his first game back, will Henry resume the workhorse load that concerns Hilton? During Henry's career, Tennessee has a 21-1 record in games in which Henry has at least 24 rushing attempts and a 25-3 record in games in which he has at least 100 rushing yards. Cincinnati finished 5th in the NFL in rushing defense during the 2021 regular season, yielding an average of 102.5 yards per game on the ground. Cincinnati has allowed 3 opposing ball carriers to reach 100 yards this season, the Cleveland Browns Nick Chubb with 137 on November 7th and D'Ernest Johnson with 123 on January 9th and the Green Bay Packers Aaron Jones with 103 on October 10th. The Bengals won all 3 of those games. Henry has been one of the NFL's most productive running backs in the playoffs. In 3 of his 6 postseason games, Henry has run for at least 150 yards. Only Pro Football Hall of Fame running back Terrell Davis with 4 has more. During the NFL Super Bowl era, Henry's average of 111.7 yards from scrimmage per playoff game is the second best for any player with at least 5 postseason appearances. For more of all.com's coverage of the NFL, go to our NFL page. Mark Anabanet is a sports reporter for Alabama Media Group. Follow him on Twitter @AMarkG1.